Yo, Wagwan, it's that guy. If you haven't already, check out the Big Cartel store. Links in the description. I got dreadlock tams and dreadlock swim caps. Merch available. Lil Loaded. Looking at Lil Loaded today. Apparently, he's indicted on manslaughter charge following a murder arrest. Dallas rapper Lil Loaded on lesser charge after murder arrest and friends shooting death. Uh-oh. These guys loaded with the Glocks too seriously. And today, I thought I actually did a video on Lil Loaded in the past, but this is the first time he's been introduced to the channel. So welcoming him to the show, Lil Loaded. Crazy. His locks definitely not looking really free-formed or anything, but they are pretty thin and cylindrical. As we go through this dreadlock review, we will see how his locks actually turn out and how they're looking. They are getting pretty lengthy. He's got to be at least 4 years in at this point. There are hints of them looking like freeform locks. I will be honest, because not really any maintenance really being shown. Because he's got the new growth at the roots. Having like an inch of new growth is definitely very healthy for the dreadlocks, because you're not pulling on the scalp. You're not exposing that scalp. Oh, another photo of him here showing us that, even he too gets lint in the locks from time to time. Not really sure what this whole thing is about with him in the news at the moment. Maybe we can look into that in a second. But there is a rule out there, man. You live by the gun, you die by the gun. And it seems like, when these guys around here toting guns like this, they end up getting trouble. So this photo here showing us that the true freeform he is in is what it is. We can even see that some of his locks are thinning in spots. Now, I have had this issue in the past, well, recently, with my freeform locks, but mine are thinning out at a longer length than what Lil Loaded is dealing with right here. And it's kind of a natural process to have a thin spot in a lock like this, because just like trees, we grow branches and leaves and things break off in the wind, right? So we can't expect our locks to be on our head super strong the whole time. There is weathering and wear and tear that happens. And the one thing that you can really do to solve this issue when you notice it is like strengthen this part of the lock up. Some people tie knots in it. Some people add more hair to it and crochet it back together. Some people will combine those locks into a Congo. There's numerous ways to take it, or you can just leave it and let it break off and just have it like that. So when his hair was shorter, obviously we didn't see much of this breakage happening. His hair looked thicker, stronger. So there is certain situations that may cause this beyond just natural wear and tear. Some people say it could come down to diet. Dallas rapper indicted on lesser charge after murder arrest and friends shooting death. So he was arrested for murder. 20-year-old Deshaun Robertson walked into Dallas County and confessed. That's the shitty part, man. It's hard to see stories like this, because in my eyes, the government is already trying to put us against each other. They're already trying to kill us. They're already trying to segregate us. Why must we be out there fighting our own kind? Why must we be out there fighting each other and killing each other? It's exactly what the government wants us to be doing. So it's we got to be better. We got to be working together and not giving in to the violence in the streets like this. Essentially, we're better than this, right? We are better than that. And we're going to see it down the road. We're going to see a lot of revolutions happening. And, it's only going to come down into due time when we are standing together fighting instead of fighting each other anymore, like these guys are doing, right? Here's a photo of his locks. Again, looking kind of thin in some of these spots. So noticing that he's not doing anything to fix it. He's just kind of embracing it as it comes along. So I'm super impressed to see how thin his locks came in as a freeform. Typically, people will have thicker locks when freeforming, but there are the rare few that do develop thinner dreads. And I feel like this happens because there is a slight bit of separation that's going on when the locks are forming, whether he's rubbing them or using a towel or just separating it with his fingers. He's keeping them apart somehow. If you really let them go and do their thing, you'll notice that they will want to Congo up, which I can kind of see. in some of these, in the close-ups of some of these locks, I can kind of see that is happening. So it's only a matter of time that we can really see how his locks are going to look down the road. It looks like he's even got a little bit of a taper going on the side as well. And I'm super happy just to see more people and more rappers in general rocking freeform locks. It was once a rarity. It was once only seen in reggae, and now it's more of a normality in society, and it's awesome. This was 10 years in the making, this channel, and I've already seen so much progression just within the last 5 years of this channel. When I decided to go freeform, I've seen more and more people embracing it, and I know another 5 years, another 10 years from now, the numbers are only going to be growing. So my goal here on the channel is to definitely reach 1 million dreadheads in the community, because I know that there's millions and millions of dreadheads out there in the world. It's only a matter of time until we connect them all together, connect the dots. So I'm out here creating value, creating content, creating products to help people stay on their journey and to inspire people to take on the journey in their life, because, you know, maybe dreadlocks aren't for everybody, but I do feel everybody should try them at least once. Let me rephrase that. I do feel that I would suggest everyone to try dreadlocks at least once in their life, because when we freeform our hair, this is a reminder of the basics of how we look without the material world corrupting us. When we break ourselves down to the bare bones and roots of our origins and of ourselves, our hair growing in locks is the most natural thing that represents what we really are beyond what our mind teaches us that we are, if that makes any sense. So break that boundary between mind and materialism, and remember and humble yourselves with how we look when we grow our hair naturally, because this is really what we are. It's just bare roots, nattiness, and it's important to remember where we come from and how we look beyond the materialistic views of society and ourselves. So a little bit of a spiel there, but I just gotta say that, you know, I just gotta say that. So Lil Loaded, I definitely will subscribe to his channel. Hopefully see what kind of music he's coming out with in the years and days to come. And I think that's about it for my dread review on Lil Loaded today. So I appreciate you guys stopping by on the channel. Smash that like button if you haven't already. And just have a fantastic day. Do something productive. Talk to a stranger. Smile at your family. Give somebody a compliment. Be a productive member of society. And with that being said, I bid you guys a farewell. Peace and love. Stay happy and nasty, and I'll see you guys in the next Dreadlock review. I'm gone. Adios.
The nation.